Friday night, a local nursing home is at the center of allegations of neglect. Two women claim their loved ones were left alone for hours on end. In an interview you'll only see on WXVT, Renae Skinner speaks to the women who claim the abuse will continue if nothing is done.
Steve, the women I spoke to say they trusted the Cleveland Nursing and Rehabilitation Center with their loved ones. Soon after, they noticed the injuries. Sylvia Vasquez thought her brother, Emilio Vasquez, was in good hands.
I loved my brother and I wanted him to get help. That's why he was in here.
He was paralyzed and needed a lot of care at the Cleveland Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. Then she saw the bruises.
I brought him home and I found sores on his privates.
When Vasquez made complaints, she says nothing was done. It's a similar story for Melinda Harvey.
No, I wasn't ready to bury my mom, but I became ready.
Harvey's mother, Lyndall Petrosia, was also a resident at the center. Then one day, Harvey got a phone call.
I had seen her and she was fine. And then the next day I'm explaining that she's got something wrong with her leg.
Harvey was told Petrosia needed medical attention on her leg. Then finds out her mother had a more serious illness.
There was no reason why they should have been x-raying a leg if she had pneumonia.
Petrosia and Vasquez passed away months later, but allegations of neglect like these are more common than we think. Here's some shocking numbers for you. According to the National Center for Health and Statistics, over 20,000 complaints are made each year regarding nursing home neglect or abuse. Only 20% of those complaints are reported to police. I wanted to speak to local attorney George Hollowell to find out his take on why so many complaints are made in the first place and why so few are reported to authorities.
They are fearful of, if I report this, they're going to treat my loved one worse. They're going to abuse them and hurt them.
George Hollowell specializes in nursing home neglect cases.
Most of the neglect comes from failure to care for the patient that you accepted and said that you were going to care for at your facility.
According to Hollowell, families who see signs of neglect should first talk to the nursing home administrator. If the issue isn't resolved, then go to a resident or patient advocate. And from there, pay a visit to the state attorney general's office. You can get a health expert to then verify the neglect.
Nursing home cases require you to, one, have it reviewed by an expert in the nursing home field. They have to decide that there is a claim of abuse, neglect.
And if the accusations are found true, then you've got yourself a lawsuit. In the meantime, Vasquez and Harvey are searching for closure, hoping their voices will bring more attention and care to the elderly.
It just really needs to change for the best for everybody.
Now, even though both of the loved ones of Melinda Harvey and Sylvia Vasquez have passed away, their story is far from over. Both women plan on taking this dispute to court. I spoke to the administrator, Scott Matthews. He says he knows nothing of the complaints, and anytime a grievance is made, loved ones of the residents need to fill out the proper forms or the paperwork so the issue can get resolved. Now, on the day I paid a visit to the Cleveland Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, someone from the Attorney General's office was there. He informed me he was there to explain to the staff about the punishments of neglect. Now, I want to revisit again the proper ways to make an outcry of neglect. You first talk to the administrator at the nursing home. Tell them that you have a concern about your loved one being left alone or whatever the issue is. Then, if that doesn't work, you call what's called a patient or resident advocate, and that's a number that must be provided at every nursing home. And after that, if that doesn't work, you call the Attorney General's office, and from there they will investigate, and they'll even send an expert to verify that neglect allegation. And again, we're going to be following closely to this story. We're going to follow this story closely. As new developments come in, we'll pass that information along to you. Live in the newsroom, or live in the studio, I'm Renae Skinner. Steve, back to you.